There's Angel making sure. Caitlin, you're going to dap me up this time around. But Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark actually had some nice sequences in this game together. Caitlin and Paige as well did too, especially later in the game when those two were on the court and sharing the court together. There was even a moment where Caitlin and Angel were about to check in together off the scorer's table, as you can see.
At the end of the day, it's not the biggest deal in the world. But this three, it is very, very clear that from the two games they played, that Caitlin, Paige, and Angel as a three, really good. Really, really good. Like, genuinely.
Team USA rolled past Italy with a dominant 93-59 win, and from the jump, the energy felt different. Caitlin Clark finished with 12 points and 5 assists, controlling the pace like she was running the whole show. Paige Bueckers added 12 of her own, playing with that smooth, effortless style, making the right reads at the right time and hitting big shots when it mattered. Angel Reese brought toughness off the bench, grabbing 7 rebounds and giving the team that extra spark. Fans couldn't get enough of how these three were clicking. The building felt electric, and people everywhere started asking the same question: could this be the group that carries Team USA all the way to gold? Let me know what stood out most to you in this performance. Team USA walked off with a 93-59 win. But honestly, the score wasn't even the biggest story. Everything shifted the moment Caitlin Clark checked into the game. She didn't start, came in as the 6th player, but it didn't take long for her to take over the tempo. She got the ball, moved it quickly, got it back, and attacked the rim with confidence. Her first bucket came almost immediately. And what stood out wasn't just the points, it was how she got them. Last season, after the injury, that burst didn't look the same. This time, it did. She wasn't settling, she was going straight at the defense. Italy had trouble staying in front of her, and every drive got a bigger reaction from the crowd. It was clear she wasn't easing back, and she was playing fast, aggressive, and fearless. And it lifted everyone else on the floor. Then came a stretch that pretty much shut down all the talk from the previous week. After the Puerto Rico game, people online were convinced there was tension between Caitlin and Angel Reese. Clips were everywhere, people breaking them down, trying to prove something was off. But what happened against Italy told a completely different story. Angel brought the ball up and got it to Caitlin. They reset, Angel rolled, and Caitlin slipped a perfect pass inside. The shot didn't fall, but the trust was obvious. Not long after, Angel set a strong screen. Caitlin got space on the wing, pulled up from deep, and knocked it down. On the way back, they were exchanging high fives like nothing was ever wrong. No tension, no awkwardness, just teammates playing together. As the game kept going, that lineup started to look tough to deal with. Paige stepped in, Kelsey Plum spaced things out, Angel handled the paint, and players like Ryan Howard added even more options. Caitlin pushed the pace, attacked when needed, and kept everyone involved. Paige scored smoothly, Kelsey stretched the defense, and Angel did the dirty work inside. The ball was moving, the energy stayed high, and the scoreboard kept growing. By the final buzzer, one thing was clear. A week ago, the conversation was all about drama. Now, it was about how well these players worked together. Caitlin Clark, Paige Bueckers, and Angel Reese shared the floor, supported each other, and helped deliver one of the most complete wins of the tournament. Paige kept showing why people call her game smooth. Nothing looked rushed. Even under pressure, she stayed calm and in control. There was one possession where the defense stepped up, and she just created a little space and knocked down a mid-range shot like it was routine. It wasn't easy, it just looked that way. You could see Italy reacting, their bench getting louder, their coach trying to respond as the lead kept growing. Italy came into this game with real talent and had been seen as one of the tougher matchups Team USA would face. Interview 510.
Loudspeakers there in Puerto Rico. Nate Tibbetts on the sideline did a nice job coaching Team USA today. They eliminated those hockey-style subs, much more traditional subs in this game. They started with the vets again. A bunch of the vets started, including Chelsea Gray, who started every game. But I want to give a shout out to Chelsea Gray, who is she's so terrific. By the way,
but even against that level of competition, Team USA's offense didn't slow down. Paige picked her spots, stayed patient, and delivered when the team needed it. When someone plays that composed, it's tough for any defender to figure them out. The pace, the decision-making, the confidence, it all stood out. There was another moment that showed why Caitlin and Paige together get people excited. Caitlin pushed the ball in transition, read the defense instantly, and instead of slowing it down, she spotted Paige cutting. One quick bounce pass, right on time, easy finish. It looked simple, but everything had to line up perfectly. That's what Caitlyn brings. She turns fast breaks into guaranteed points. And once she speeds things up, defenses have to scramble. Now add Kelsey Plum into that mix and it gets even tougher. You've got multiple players who can create, score, or set someone else up. Caitlyn can pass or attack, Paige can score from anywhere, and Kelsey keeps defenders honest. There's no easy way to guard all of that at once. As the game went on, it felt more and more out of reach for Italy. Team USA stayed in control the whole time. Even in earlier games where people were criticizing things online, they were still winning, but this one felt different. The rhythm was better, the rotations made more sense, and the younger players were getting time together. Fans had been asking for that, and now it was clear why. The pace was faster, the ball movement sharper, and the energy consistent. By the closing minutes, the result was already locked in. But the bigger takeaway was the chemistry building between these players. If Caitlyn keeps creating like that, if Paige keeps scoring with confidence, and the team keeps spacing the floor, you have to wonder, could this be the core moving forward into the next Olympic run? When the game ended at 93-59, the conversation quickly shifted back to that online debate from earlier in the week. People had spent days analyzing a short clip involving Caitlyn and Angel, trying to turn it into something bigger. But after watching this game, it didn't hold up. They celebrated together all night, high fives, quick moments of recognition, just normal team chemistry. That's what happens in basketball. But online, it had been blown way out of proportion. So was there ever really an issue? Watching them play, it didn't look like it. They moved on, stayed focused, and played like a group working toward the same goal. That showed up in multiple plays. One big moment came when Paige jumped the passing lane and got a steal. She pushed it ahead to Angel, and instead of forcing a shot, Angel found Caitlyn in transition. That quick decision changed everything. Caitlyn touched the ball, the defense shifted, and suddenly the floor opened up. The ball kept moving and the offense flowed easily. That's what people had been wanting to see, everyone involved, everyone trusting each other. And that's exactly how it looked. Another thing that stood out, Caitlyn made it a point to acknowledge her teammates constantly. Whether it was a screen from Angel, a pass from Paige, or a defensive play from Jackie Young, she showed it.
In my opinion, even if they do hate each other, who cares? At the same time, obviously, Caitlyn ran out of her way to high-five Angel Reese in game one. And you saw it today where it was even Jackie Young ignored Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn Clark made sure no matter what, in every single scenario, she high-fived every single player.
High fives after big plays, quick reactions, constant communication, it all added up. You didn't need anyone to say it out loud. The focus was on playing together and winning. And when you combine that with Caitlyn attacking the rim, Paige scoring smoothly, and Angel controlling the inside, the result speaks for itself. By the end of the night, the earlier controversy felt smaller and the performance felt bigger. The real question now is simple: if they keep playing like this, who's stopping them? The game didn't start fast for Team USA, but once Caitlyn took control, everything changed. One play really showed why she's so dangerous. She drove into the lane, drew the defense in, and then found Paige cutting at the perfect moment. Easy finish, but perfect timing. Every time Caitlyn had the ball, Paige was already moving, already reading the play. That kind of awareness made the offense hard to defend. It also showed something that had been missing earlier: smart speed. Not just moving fast, but reacting quickly and correctly. When Caitlyn sets the pace, everyone else has to match it. And that's what happened. Angel's role stood out too. With Caitlyn running point, there was no hesitation. She trusted the read every time. Instead of holding the ball or second-guessing, she moved into position and expected the pass. That trust turned simple plays into scoring chances. Screens, cuts, rebounds, it all connected. One play showed it clearly. Caitlyn set up the action, saw where the opening was, and delivered the ball right where it needed to be. No hesitation, just execution. That's what separates good teams from great ones: timing and trust. Then you add Kelsey into the mix. With Caitlyn handling the ball, Kelsey could focus on spacing and forcing the defense to make tough choices. Between Caitlyn's passing, Paige's movement, and Kelsey's shooting, it became too much to handle. Everything looked simple because it was done right. The ball moved, players cut at the right time, and shots fell. Italy couldn't keep up with the decisions being made on every possession. By the end, it was obvious: when Caitlyn runs the offense, everything opens up. Teammates get better looks, the defense struggles, and the whole team flows. So now the question becomes, how does any team deal with that level of coordination, speed, and precision? Team USA dominated Italy 93-59, and Caitlyn, Paige, and Angel showed exactly why they're so dangerous together. The chemistry, the energy, the passing, it all came together. If you want more takes and highlights like this, make sure to like and subscribe.